Hey everybody, Goju Ninja back for another video. Today I'm going to be going over Shiko-Dachi, okay, Dachi stance, and different people give this stance different names, but in our dojo, we just call it a kind of like a sumo stance. A lot of people will say that's not really what it is, which is fine. It's just an easy way for us to tell our students what the stance is in English. That way they at least know, sumos, they've seen them squat down and, push each other. So anyways, Shiko-Dachi is a stance that can be used for various reasons, in my opinion. Some are for grounding yourself. If you're grabbed and you don't want to get pushed over or fall, you may jump down into a Shiko-Dachi. You can see it in MMA and UFC used a lot. It's just a kind of a stabilizing stance. It can be used for somebody if they're shooting in on you and you're not able to sprawl and get both those legs back. You may jump back into a angled Shiko-Dachi or Zenkutsu-Dachi. Zenkutsu-Dachi I'll teach in another video, so we'll keep it straight with Shiko-Dachi. And I'm going to go through the whole spectrum of beginner technicalities into advanced and just more efficient moving. Take what you can from it for your own training, discard what you don't want, and here we go. So I'm going to do a couple, 2 3 4, 2 3 back, just so you can know what Shiko-Dachi is in case you don't do it in your style. I'm going to do them quick. It's pretty cold in the dojo, so hopefully I don't mess it up too much because my toes are freezing. So square stance, hands on the belt or hips. Step out, 45 degrees. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2. Okay? Just a quick movement back and forth. Now we're going to break it down. The basic postures of Shiko-Dachi. I'm going to use this line just to show you. So the feet, this is about shoulder width. You want to kick it out about another full foot length, okay, away from where your feet are or so. So you're in this position kind of looking like a triangle. From that point, you want to make sure that your feet from the straight line are at a 45-degree angle, okay, which is this way from my body and this way. Straight forward, I would consider that 90 degrees from my thought process, 45 on the other one. So that's how you want the feet placement, okay? Then the knees bend down, okay? Make little adjustments to where we're comfortable. Knees are down, okay? This is a pretty good depth for me, okay? I deal with some hip injuries from past injuries, experiences. So this is about comfortable for me, okay? You can go lower and you feel comfortable movement, absolutely, but I'm here. What you want to look out for is students that sit up in this range, okay? Where the angle of the leg is, it's not bent very much. You want it to definitely be bent. Stabilize yourself here, okay? Sideways view, using this line again. Step out with my width. Adjust my feet so they're not straight forward, okay? And then they're not straight out, so we don't have any stabilizing factors in that way. We get the happy medium, as I say. Okay, there. When we go to bend the knees, we want to be careful that, and most people do this that have inflexibility, including myself, who struggles with flexibility in that aspect. When they bend their knees, they're going to shoot their knees forward. Okay? If we're looking from a side view, like you all are looking at me now, you see the knee is not tracking over the foot; it's going past. So you want to make sure they're always adjusting themselves to pull their knees back, okay? You can look at the distance from your angle of where my knee is to my hip. It should be, at best, almost in line, okay? As I said before, Shiko-Dachi, not my strongest stance because of my injuries, but this is a decent position for me, okay? The pelvis or butt area. Some people will, when they go down, they'll get what's called a butt wink, where they'll tuck their butt too far under, sticking their groin or pelvis out. You see the same thing with Olympic weightlifters when they're going down to squat. When they get to not good Olympic weightlifters, when they go down, their butt will wink and hook up under their spine. You don't want that. When you get down into Shiko-Dachi, you want to have your pelvis neutral, if not tilted a little bit back, with the back up straight and the chest out. Okay, so there's your sideways view. So now we're going to go and break down the movements. Okay, in my lineage association, how I was taught, we move in Shiko-Dachi at 45 degrees angles. You'll see Shiko-Dachi in WKF fighting was going to the Olympics, and they're kind of they're in like a Shiko-Dachi, but it's sideways to their opponent, okay? Like this, because boom, that's the way they do it. But in ours, we step 45 degree angles. There's many purposes to that. For one, if somebody attacks you to grab you, you don't want to step directly behind your front foot and turn, because they can collapse on your knee, or it's easier for them to get a single leg takedown. So when we step back, we would step back at an angle to grab them or to stabilize ourselves, to be able to turn our hip back in and continue the fight, try to go to a standing up posture or takedown if we want to. So start with toes on the line, hands on your hips or your belt. First thing, I'm going to just break it down from here on out, actual mechanical movements. My knees bent so they're loose, so I'm able to move freely. The first thing that I do is turn out this foot, okay? Therefore opening my hip, because I'm about to circle in, circle out, and step through. In a previous video, I explained what I felt was the reason for circling in, circling out, so I won't take up time in this video doing it. You can go watch it. It's my breakdown of Shiko-Dachi, so hopefully you check it out. But anyways, first move here, second move, I go feet to feet, step out at a 45, not forward. Step out at a 45, then twist and sink, okay? Moving into the next one. Before I go to move, I want to bring this hip and this foot forward so I can move. I see beginners and some people when they move like this. This foot is sideways. It's not natural to move that way. What happens if your foot gets stuck? Your knee's gonna, go forward. No good. So we're here at a 45 degree angle. If you look on the ground, if you can see it, there's a straight line here and here, which is 90 degrees. I want both my feet on a 45 degree line this way, not this way. Here, knees pulled back, back up straight, pelvis tilted here. First thing I do is I turn this foot on the ball of the foot, because I'm going to go forward. So I already start putting my weight forward, because that's where I want to go. When I put my weight forward, it takes weight off of the back leg. Therefore, when I go forward, I can go up on the ball, turn the knee and hip around, keeping the knee bent. Okay, my body's still upright. I'm not bending forward. I'm not bending back. I've just slightly bent this leg and turned this. I bring my feet to feet. Keep your knees bent. Shoot my leg back out at a 45 this way, not this way. Shoot it out this way. Boom, and almost in like a Zenkutsu or Dachi or forward stance. When I'm here, my weight is shifting to my front foot, which frees up my back foot to go on the ball. You can see this small lift to twist my foot out and sink down into my stance as I pull my knees back out, tighten my spine, my pelvis, all the above, okay? One more. We're here. I bend this knee because I'm starting to move forward at you. As I do that, I come up on the ball of the foot, turn the hip and knee, keeping the knee bent. Feet to feet, shoot out at a 45. I shift my weight to my front foot, therefore frees this leg up so that's easier to twist so I'm not injuring myself. Twist and out, okay? Going back, it's pretty much just the opposite of that. Here, I have weight pretty evenly distributed, but I'll kind of lift this foot up, turn, then I'll draw this foot back up, shoot my foot back at a 45. I see the most problems with beginners with moving backwards because they'll shoot their foot straight back because that's what feels natural. So they'll come to this position and they'll shoot their foot straight back and turn. Now they're in a straight line, which is not the 45. So anyways, we're here, shoot it back at a 45. The weight is still here, so it's easier for me to twist and turn, okay? Back to a good posture, one more time. Turn, hip comes forward, knee is bent. I draw my front foot up, I shoot it back at a 45, twist and down, okay? You want to keep your center of gravity as low as you can, meaning your head is going to stay in the same spot, okay? So we don't want to go like this, up, down, okay? And that's done by keeping your knees bent pretty much at the same height throughout the whole stance. We're here, we posture when we step, knees are bent, my head is almost at the same level, okay? It doesn't go up and down and up and down, boom, 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 okay? Hopefully there's a couple of things in there that you can add into your Shiko-Dachi. Increased flexibility makes that stance easier, makes that stance more efficient and better. I myself am practicing more with putting the mat down and doing like the frog stretch that you see in yoga, where you put this part of your knee in there. I choose not to curl my foot. I choose to have it out as I lay on the ground and make sure it's straight and in line. That'll help open those hips up. Another thing that I wanted to point out and see the best angle to show this. Let's say we're in Shiko-Dachi like this, and we're just going to isolate one knee to show. When you're in Shiko-Dachi, you want your shin to be going up and down, okay? You don't want to have your knee so much bent to where your knee goes over your toes, or that your knee is on the other side of your foot. Your knee should be directly above your ankle.